Speaking of the poetry, as we were earlier, these Neruda sonnets, were you familiar with them in the original Spanish version before broaching this project, or is this something that you've discovered in the process of preparing for these specific performances?
Well, Neruda poetry was something that initially Peter had introduced me to on a previous project, as I say, that never quite reached its completion. But and I have to say that was nothing to do with Peter at all. It just was a scheduling challenge that we had. But and so that was my first taste of that, and that was probably 5 years ago. But I always knew that as far as Lorraine was concerned, that there was she had a great affinity to this poetry, and so that when the project was obviously involved in Peter's association and tribute and offering, if you like, to Lorraine, then Neruda was a natural outlet for all these feelings, and so I have come rather as a spokesperson for this poetry, although Neruda is not someone that I had completely covered before in any of my singing. So this is a wonderful adventure for me, and a wonderfully honorable task for me to do. The Spanish is language which, again, has not been so much part of my singing up till now, but I've enjoyed every moment in learning the fluidity of the language and the clear, very clear ways of singing it, and I'm very excited to have been introduced to the poetry of Neruda, and I'm in fact now have a couple of volumes of his poetry, because it's quite extraordinary.
Just one final question, expanding on this. The co-commissioned earlier Neruda songs, of course, the Boston Symphony Orchestra and the Los Angeles Philharmonic commissioned these glorious Neruda songs, the initial ones that Peter wrote for Lorraine Hunt Lieberson, who premiered them in Los Angeles and then in Boston. Does the context of those earlier Neruda songs in any way affect how you're thinking about these performances in your preparation? And if so, how is that something that you respond to?
Well, of course, those songs have become very much part of the standard repertoire for orchestras and mezzo-sopranos. I know they're presented all over the world now, which is a huge tribute to Peter's lyric gifts and obviously Lorraine's inspiration and performance of them earlier on. And I think as a way of introduction, perhaps Neruda now has a greater following as a result of these performances. And for me, the fact that Lorraine is so connected with those songs and obviously through Peter's music, that now, of course, I feel very honored to present these as a way. I would like to feel that perhaps I'm the vocal side of perhaps Peter offering something lyrical to in Lorraine's memory, in her honor, in celebrating her, and I'm humbled and but also deeply grateful to have this opportunity to share such lovely music and poetry.
Great. Thanks so much for your time, Jerry. I really appreciate it, and we look forward so much to these premiere performances with you and Maestro Levine and the BSO.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to it.
See you soon.